Hi folks, Learn to Code welcomes you. In the last video, I showed you how to create a simple REST API project. Today, let's see workflow of Spring Boot and how to run the project. We can mainly divide Spring Boot into 4 different layers. Controller layer. So the first part of the system that engages with the client request is the controller layer. They define the endpoints of API. We can imagine endpoints as valid routes and request method like get, post, delete. Examples of endpoints are given here, like when we browse in a website, we will be adding these endpoints to check or access a particular data. Controller makes use of the services provided by the service layer in order to serve the client. Service layers are meant to implement business logic. All sort of computations on the data are performed in this layer. So this requires data. So they rely on the services provided by the repository layer. Repository layer is used to access the data or query efficiently from the database. Next is the model layer. It represents real world objects. The JPA, which means Java Persistence API, which provides references or details about objects. It means the Java class will be created and then it will be mapped to the table with their relation. Now I will show you how to run a REST API project. We have created a project in the last video, that is sample code 2. I have that project in hand, so I am going to show you how to create a layer and how to run a project. So to create a layer, we can see there is a package which is already existing, com.example.demo. We have to right click on the project. Then we have to click on new. Then we have to select the package. Because controller layer we will be creating as a package. Here we have com.example.demo. Along with that, I am adding a word called controller to say it's a controller package. So now you can see the controller package is created. Inside the controller package, I'm going to create a Java file. So it's a class. Inside new, we have to select class. We can keep any name for the class. Say I'm keeping the name as first class. And I press finish. So my first class is created. So it's a controller class where it is going to serve to the client. As of now, we are creating a simple controller package. So we have to say it's a controller package through our code. For that, we have to use annotation. Annotation always starts with @ Here we are saying it's a controller package. So I'm using @REST. It's a controller, right? So I'm saying it's a REST controller. You don't want to type completely. Just you type halfway and press Control and space. You can see the annotation is listed. Just to say it's a controller class, I'm adding @REST controller annotation. The class is already created. I'm going to provide service to the client. We can create any function to display some data on the screen, on the browser. So I'm going to create a method which is having the access specifier as public. It says this function can be accessed anywhere. It is going to return a string. That's why I have given the return type as string and my method name is display. Inside the method, I'm just going to return a simple word hello. And now, as I said, I have to display this on the browser. I have to show the output to the client. How I can show the output? Through the browser. For that, I have to use another annotation, that is @getMapping. This annotation is used to read the data. Yes, at get mapping is given, but we have to provide the endpoint through which endpoint I can access, I can check the data. For that, I am using a word that is show. This is my endpoint. As of now, I created my simple class with a method that is going to display hello on my browser. Right. So I completed my task. So we have to save this file. Once we save, you can check here. We are going to run the project now. So if you want to run your project, you can see there is a green color arrow. Using that you can run. But before that we have to check which project it is actually running. If you look at this, you can see sample 1 which is already running. But what I have to run is sample code 2. So let us just click on this run button. If we click on it, you can see below in the console which project is currently running. Demo.sample1 application is running. So that is not my current project. My current project is actually sample code 2. You can see there is a message. Port, it is actually running in port 8085 where I need to stop that particular port. It's already running. If you want to stop that, there are two ways to stop the already running project. Either you can use this red color square to stop it. Now I'm stopping, and then I'm rerunning my present application by right click on sample code 2 and select run as and select Spring Boot app. This is one way. I'll tell you the other way also. So once I click on run as Spring Boot app, we can see the application is running. If we get the output as started sample code application in 6.926 seconds, the application run perfectly. Where we can see the output in the browser. So you can see our application is running in port 8080. So go to browser, type localhost :8080 / what is my endpoint? It is show, and press enter. You can see my message clearly. It is hello. So this is the output of my Spring Boot application. I told you that if it is already listening to some other port, how do we change that rather than stopping the application? So you can check here in my project, there is a folder called SRC main resources. Inside that we can see application properties. Here we can change the port name. Through that we can run without conflicts. Say 8080 it was listening means we can change it to 8082. Okay. Then again we have to rerun the application. If we rerun, we can see the application is running in the console. Sample code 2 application we are running, which is perfectly right. And yes, it is running. We can check here. See, before it was running in 8080, now it was running in 8082. By this way, we can avoid the conflicts of listening to same port again and again. Again also, we are getting the perfect output without any errors. Thanks for watching.